Hey, I have a question. Why is Authentics Barricade actually good? Why and how? Let's answer that question today. Yeah, this is Authentics Barricade. I bought it at Walgreens for like $8 because I saw it and I was like, yeah, I'll buy it. And honestly, for being a very, very budget figure, I'm pretty surprised with this. It really kind of gives me some like Revenge of the Fallen Scout class figure vibes, and that is a good thing. It's not perfect. I mean, it is a budget figure, and I do have one pretty big issue with it. But overall, like, for having, a toy of this barricade design, it's pretty great. it's I mean, for only like 5 to 7 or 8 bucks, you can't really go wrong. The size is actually pretty decent too. Here it is with a about $10 core class Starscream and a $20 deluxe wheeljack. So you can see the size is not bad at all. For the price, size isn't bad. Weight wise, he's about the same heft as the Starscream. He has some decent amount of plastic to him. As you can see, he doesn't have a ton of plastic to him. He's still a budget figure at the end of the day. But honestly, you can see he doesn't have a lot of really exposed hollowness. He does in the arms, but not really in the torso or even the legs. He's pretty decent. He's he's kind of got it going on. Of course, to a deluxe, like the deluxe is a little heavier, but still, I'm pretty surprised at the quality of this thing for being as cheap as it is. So let's look at the details. Because, like, looking at that head sculpt, that's actually not bad looking. I really do like this barricade design. It is mostly based off of the Last Night barricade, with the blue and kind of the face-plated look. It's nice looking. I dig it. It's definitely, like, it screams, I'm an evil cop car. But yeah, the deco otherwise isn't too bad. He's got a little bit on his head, little eyes and little cheeks. He's got some white, Decepticon, that arm says lice, that arm says pole, that leg says ice, that says poi. Get some poi and some ice and some lice and some pole. It's pretty rad. So how does he feel? Like I said, he definitely, the plastic doesn't feel bad, but it definitely has a little bit of a, I don't want to say cheapness to it, but definitely not up there, especially because he has a lot of ball joints going on. You can see he's kind of got some odd leg motion going on. The shoulders can kind of do their own thing. The backpack doesn't really tab in too well. It kind of like slots in a position, but that kind of just flips around. The chest transformation especially, but we'll get to that. Yeah, his articulation's not too bad. You got like a ball joint at the head that's mostly just like a swivel, but actually head motion, they did not need to include that. You have a hinge and a ball joint at the arms, so that's a lot of nice motion. He's got an elbow joint. They honestly didn't need to include that, but they did. Waist, nothing really. Hips move forward really far. They move out, not really, just a little bit. The knees are on ball joints. You don't get too much motion, but it's decent. It's respectable. This is one of my big issues. The legs are kind of wibbly and they're wobbly and they're kind of a mess. So the leg panel just kind of does its own thing. It just kind of flops around, and you get this little leg cover too that also wants to flop around. His feet though are on ball joints. You actually get ankle tilt with a figure of this size. That's pretty wild. And you get like forward foot motion, and that guard does actually allow you to get some more posability. So yeah, you can kind of have him lunging, get that arm forward. Geez, I can't even talk anymore. My speech impediment's coming back. But yeah, you can kind of actually get him in some poses, which is pretty cool. You can actually pose him up a little bit. He's not gonna like be perfect, but you can see he's got some expression. He's got some posability. It's pretty cool, honestly, for how cheap it is. Paint wise, like I said, he's got the ice, he's got the pole, but on his body, that is this gray plastic all day. Definitely kind of bland in the color department when it comes to the robot-only parts. But still, he's got a gold windscreen for whatever reason. And he does actually have some red right there for the lights. And they could have left one of them unpainted. They could have actually gotten away with painting less. But, It's Hasbro. They make some odd decisions. So let's transform him. Let's see how the transformation goes. It's interesting. So like I said, the slide for this mechanism is pretty scary. You can see it's literally just sliding this plastic hinge back on those grooves, and and you just have to force it. That's scary, especially pulling it out, man. I don't like it. Oh, I popped his leg off. This is probably how you'll find it at a thrift store. The leg will be gone. But we can just pop that back on. His arms. I probably actually should have... Here, we get to see how pulling it out is, because I did it out of order. So pulling this out is pretty scary. Oh, there goes his arm. Because you just... Oh, geez. It's just... Hinging plastic on plastic like that is just kind of scary. I do appreciate, though, that the joints are on ball joints, because it does make it a lot easier to just, pop it back in if you do what I did and popped everything off. But get the arms in, and then you push the chest in. There we go. Kind of odd how a figure this small has, like, particular order of operations like that. Oftentimes, Transformers, you can kind of get away with just doing it in whatever order you really please. His legs, then, as you can see, they just kind of wibble around and do whatever they want. But you take this hinge, move it up, and it just kind of, the feet just kind of go flat. You just kind of get this going. Kind of get that tucked in, kind of get those legs tabbed together just a little bit. Kind of get that thing right there, kind of get that tabbed in. There we go, little cop car. Little cop car. Like I said, the paint's not that great. You can actually see it says police now. Wow, I was wondering what those were going to spell. It does have the gold right there. It does have a little bit more white exposed. And right out of the package, mine actually had some scuff right on the paint. So, it's what you would expect for the price, I guess. How does it roll? It doesn't. The wheels are pretty cheap. They're pretty cheap. And you can see the transformation's pretty basic. He's not doing anything too crazy. But you know what? For the price, especially for the price, it's not bad. I'd actually be curious to see what they could do at like a, $15 price point at this size for these figures. That'd actually be pretty cool. Or the $10 price point at this size. Because they do the larger size, which those are pretty good too, but those are like Voyager-sized figures at like core class price. This is like a core class, kind of between core and deluxe, at like a Target Master price. It's pretty wild. So yeah, what's my verdict on this barricade? Pretty good. It's not great. It's not perfect, but for a little $5 to $8 barricade, it's got it going on. It's fun, kind of fun to mess with, kind of expressionful. That's a word now, expressionful. Expressive is the actual word, but we don't like using proper English here. That's ridiculous. I like him. I don't regret buying him. It's kind of funny, though, because I'm trying to not buy weird Transformers anymore, but I saw this, and I was like, yeah, I'll buy it. And I did, and I really like it. So there we go, guys. I actually really recommend this one. If you see this at like a Walgreens or a dollar store, go for it. Can't really go wrong for just like $5 to $8. It's neat. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Thanks for watching. Special shout out to the patrons of Patreon. You guys are super awesome. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Bye. Bye.